If you get frustrated with fret buzz and there's just one fret that is just messing up your whole neck, and you don't like to spend big money going to a luthier, I might have a solution for you. This is an all-in-one tool called the FretFixxer. Welcome back. I'm Tony, and yeah, the FretFixxer is a pretty cool tool. I've tested tools from StewMac, from Music Nomad, even some of the cheap stuff that you can get off AliExpress and Amazon, because I'm looking for convenient and easy to use tools that can get the job done. If you were to take a guitar in for fret buzz and say, I think there's one high fret, I checked it with the fret rocker, a luthier is probably going to charge you at least $125 to fix that one fret. This costs $100, and yes, that is not a cheap tool at all, but this isn't a cheap tool. This is solid stainless steel, and it's pretty darn versatile, which I'm going to show you in just a second and actually show you how it works. I buy and review a lot of budget guitars because, hey, listen, that's what my budget allows, and I know that a lot of us don't have a lot of money to spend on guitars and we want to find something really good. There's always a little bit of setup, and when I've got to do something with, at fret buzz, if you're looking for low action, you're probably going to have a little bit of buzz in there somewhere, as long as the buzz isn't killing the tone when you're playing it on an amp for an electric guitar. But yeah, it's nice to have a tool like this, so let's check it out. Yeah, so very simple package. It just came in a box like this, again, right from reverb.com. This right here is a handle, and this is meant to give you more leverage and to be able to manipulate the tool a little bit better. And then inside of the box, you've got this. Thanks for choosing FretFixxer. When the day comes for a full fret level, I hope you consider Fret Maestro. You get 20 bucks off if you show that you've made an order through them. There's their website right there. And then inside of that was this right here. This is the tool, the star of the show. So that is the file right there. You see that it has all those little stepped areas, and that is basically like a fret rocker. So the description says FretFixxer is the one and only complete tool for spot leveling and crowning high frets. One tool, one step, perfect results every time. That is what we all want, to get the job done right the first time and in less time. Materials, it's a stainless steel file block with 240 grit diamond file. Faster than 300 grit and a lot more durable too, because it's not easily clogged by soft fret metal. Includes nitrile handle, that's what it was shown in the video, for single hand control. Advantages on this one is that the FretFixxer diamond files, they're unique conical radius similar to an oval that preserves the crown radius and doubles to make FretFixxer universal for all frets, short, narrow, wide, or I should say tall, wide. Please note that the shortest FretFixxer file is 0.023, and that the common understanding is that frets at 0.24 or shorter need replacing. It is a one tool, one step success. You save money and save a lot of time, and your results are precision beautiful. Okay, so this is a nitrile handle, and it's rubber, so it's really nice and easy on the hands, and it would just slide over this like that, right? So it gives you a handle to work with, to run that back and forth across that. So this guitar has a broken neck on it. The manufacturer, when I contacted them, said, you know what, just keep it. And I said, good, I'll use that as my test and practice neck. All right, so that's what we're using here. You could actually use this as a fret rocker, because the way that these cuts are made, it's for the different lengths of frets, okay? So, space between frets. So you would find the right one, and on this situation, it would be that one. And then we just try to rock it. So in my experience, you can kind of use this as your fret rocker, but I would just get a fret rocker and identify the fret that needs to be worked on. Here's the longest space of it right here, and we'll just say that that was it right there. We can put it on there, and if it rocks, then it needs it. So what I'm going to say is we've identified that fret right there as a fret that needs to be leveled, and we will just go ahead and mark that fret. I think that's the one I just said. Okay. Try to give you a little bit better angle on that, and yeah, so that's the fret we're working on right there, and we would find the longest distance, because that's what we're going to need right there. So when that gets leveled out, you can see that every one of the four sides of this has that same diamond file, and it's ovaled at the top. So we're going to find the longest length, because we want it to basically file until it sits level on the two frets on the other side of it. And that does rock, so I did choose a good one. So you can put this handle on it, and then just go to town. Might even be better without the handle. I can just hold it like that. And I guess if I just keep going, when it's level, it's basically riding on the 2 frets on the outside of it, so that's leveled out. Now it's going to be scratchy. You know, I mean, a diamond file is always going to be scratchy, so I'm probably going to have to go back in with some fret erasers. And I'm actually going to set up my Dremel so that I can do this with the Dremel. But, and of course, since this is a test neck that I don't have to worry about so much, I would have had the whole neck taped up, but I just have the strings taped to the sides. So once again, the longest distance is that one. Basically, I just kept going. I marked it because I wanted to make sure that I saw that I was actually taking some off. And you can see over here on the sides, it's still a little bit there, and there's still a little bit there. So that means that it was just high in the center. And now we're riding nice and smooth, and it's riding on those 2 frets on the other side of it. So that's nice. It actually isn't too terribly bad, but yeah, I definitely will hit it with some fret erasers for now. Just to get a little closer look at it. And it does still have its crown to it. Now let's go ahead and throw a fret rocker on there. It feels a little scratchy, but other than that, I mean, you could take a 1000 grit and hit that a little bit here. It's not quite as shiny as the other frets around it. Again, this should be taped off, but this guitar, I'm not worried about that. And that's already a lot smoother, and I still have 1500 and 2000 grit to do. So there we go, man. It may not be cheap, but it is worth it if you just want to work on 1 or 2 frets on a guitar. And let's face it, when we're talking about some of these budget guitars, that definitely does come into play. Yeah, so the FretFixxer, it's a pretty great tool. In the past, I've had other tools that cost about the same, and they're also very good, like I think it's either the Z file or the S file from Music Nomad, love that. But when I saw this, I was like, now that looks like a tool that a lot of people can use. It's nice because you've got the different levels all built into it for, you know, all you've got to do basically is put it on the fret that you want to get leveled, and just start going to town until these edges sit on the frets that are on the other sides of it. I've yet to find a file that you're not going to have to do some kind of polishing afterwards, so some fret erasers is probably your least expensive and most simple process to do that. And that's what I've been using so far, but I've got an old Dremel, and I need to learn how to use that to polish frets because that looks like a whole lot better way to do it. But if you're looking for a simple solution to just fix a fret, I gotta say the FretFixxer works pretty darn good, and I would recommend it. This is the first time I bought something from 6 Stringers, and I bought it on Reverb, straight on Reverb, $99, and I'll put a link down in the description for that if you are interested. Yeah, I've been doing more and more of my own work on my guitars, and I think the next thing for me to do is learn how to install some pickups and maybe change out pots, but I'm not a big solderer, but I'm gonna have to learn. So that's the FretFixxer, and I wanna thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to my channel, so if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there is a red subscribe button down there and a notification bell. If you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. And if you would, just do me a favor, leave me a quick comment in there, just say hi or whatever you wanna say. I definitely need the help with the algorithm, and I appreciate that. In fact, I just really, really do appreciate you and your being here. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.